Hello everyone, this is Burger Boy. Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, I know, I'm sorry. But today, I'm very excited to be showing you my Tele-Dad Edison deck profile. That is right. I really love Edison. I've mentioned it a couple times on the channel. And the way the format is shaping out, I like Edison a lot more at the moment. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought, and join the Discord down in the description. But before we begin, what is Edison? A little rundown real quick. Edison refers to Edison, New Jersey. The last place a Shonen Jump championship was held for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which was in April of 2010, which it just refers to the ban list and the cards available at the time. And I'm pretty sure there are a few modern tweaks just for sake of toning down the meta just a little bit. But other than that, that's all you have to know. So let's get straight into the deck profile. We're starting off with the dad himself. This will be a ghost rare eventually, I promise. I wanted to wait until I got the ghost rare, but I was just so excited to show this deck to you guys that I couldn't wait anymore. So we're playing 1 Dark Arm Dragon and 3 Kribbins. The namesake of the deck, the Tele-Dad deck, all revolves around your Kribbins, stalling for time, as well as a good tuner to be able to recycle with Telekinetic Power Well, which we'll get to in a second, and Dark Arm Dragon being able to annihilate literally anything on the field. It's absolutely insane. For the next set of cards, we are moving on to 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, 2 copies of Armageddon Knight, and 2 copies of Dark Grepher for the Warrior package. Very solid. For the Fiend package, we're playing 2 copies of Caius the Shadow Monarch and 1 Sangan. This is the pre-errata Sangan, by the way. Any cards that have been errated since April of 2010, you are supposed to play the pre-errata version of those cards, or play with the pre-errata versions of those cards' effects in order to truly play Edison in its finest. And moving on to the zombies, we play 2 copies of Goblin Zombie, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, 1 Mizuki, and 1 Zombie Master. All staples in any Edison deck, especially Tele-Dad. And for the plants package, we're just playing 2 copies of Mystic Tomato. This can easily be sided out for anything in your side deck. Pretty much Cyber Dragon would be the best side out. Or you can go into some of your toolbox spells and traps as well. Speaking of spells and traps, we're going to be playing 1 copy of the QCR, E-Tele, and triple Telekinetic Power Well. If you don't know what Telekinetic Power Well does, it's just Soul Charge for Psychics, and it's not once per turn. So if you can get multiple Kribbins in rotation in the graveyard, you can just Power Well them back pretty much infinitely as long as you have extra copies of Telekinetic Power Well in your hand. The only downside is that you take life point damage equal to the level times 200 of that Psychic monster, which 300, my bad. Which isn't awful, especially because we have ways of getting our life points back, which we'll get to in a second. We're playing 1 copy of Brain and Mind Control. Always great cards to have, and as well, it is the pre-errata Brain Control. And for back row removal, we're playing 1 MST, 1 Heavy Storm, and 1 Giant Trunade. Yes, these cards are legal in 2010 format, so have fun. Moving on to the draw/recruiter cards, we're playing 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Rhoda, and 1 Foolish Burial. So awesome to see those cards printed so long ago are still very viable and very good today. Moving on to traps, we're playing double copy of Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Trap Dust Shoot. Yes, it is legal in 2010 format. Speaking of legal in 2010 format, we're also playing 1 Return from the Different Dimension. These are both banned normally, but because they're legal in Edison, you're allowed to play them. And these were $17 a piece, even though this is a common. But Edison is such a popular format for a lot of players. New players who'd like an easier introduction to the game, as well as longtime players who don't like the way the meta goes. So getting these banned cards that are legal in Edison are actually pretty pricey. And we're playing 1 copy of Dimensional Prison, 1 copy of Call of the Haunted, and 1 copy of Solemn Judgment. Always great to have all of those one-ofs. Moving on to the extra deck, we're playing one copy of the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Really good, especially if you have a mirror match. We have one Ally of Justice Catastor and one Magical Android for our level 5 synchros. The rest of the cards in this side deck are synchros, obviously, because 2010 was the peak of synchro format, which I love. One copy of Brionac, the Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and one Goyo Guardian. Yes, they are both the pre-errata versions. Goyo Guardian in this format does not require an Earth Tuner. It is simply a generic synchro monster with generic summoning materials, and Brionac is not once per turn. Lovely. But lovely for me, not lovely for your opponent. We got one copy of Gaia Knight, Force of the Earth, just as a big idiot to summon if you got nothing else. We have one Revive King Hades and one Doom Kaiser Dragon for our Plague Spreader zombie monsters. Very good. And moving on to our Signer Dragons, we are playing QCR Black Rose Dragon, QCR Stardust Dragon, and QCR Red Dragon Archfiend. I had to do it to them. I had to get all three in the QCR variant. They look beautiful. The only thing is that I wish this QCR Red Dragon Archfiend was from the same set as these two. But it's not a big deal. I have all three in QCR. I'm totally happy. And moving on to the rest of our level 8s. Let's just get these guys out of the way. We're playing one copy of Dark End Dragon, one Colossal Fighter, one Thought Ruler Archfiend, and for our 9, Mistworm, which barely ever comes up, but you never know if you need it. Oh, I did mention earlier about gaining back our life points. We get that from Magical Android. And for our side deck, we are, of course, playing 2 copies of Cyber Dragon, one each of the alt art, one DD Crow, one Enemy Controller, one Book of Moon, triple Light Imprisoning Mirror for the Light Sworn matchup, double Dust Tornado, double Bottomless Trap Hole, double Chain Disappearance for Treeborn Frog, and one 7 Tools of the Bandit for any extra negation we might need. That is going to be it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope that this kind of format gets you guys interested in trying older formats of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Edison is definitely one of the more popular ones right next to GOAT. There's also a hat format, which is Trap Tricks, Artifacts, and Hands, which is a lot of fun. And then there's not much else, honestly. Oh, there's Toss format, of course, and Dragon Ruler format, and all those kinds of things. But I definitely think that Edison is my favorite of all the alternate formats of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and if you are interested in playing some Edison with me, you can do so in my Discord, which will be linked in the description. Thanks so much. Once again, like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video, or the Discord. Peace out.